The story begins with a girl. She was yelling, "Father, don't do this to me." Her father, with anger in his eyes, was looking at her. The father was the head of the Sorful family, Duke Sorful. She was begging her father to spare her life. This girl was so wicked that everyone despised her, even her servants mocked her. All she did was irritate others, and she did all this because of her brother's greed for revenge. His second son, the Duke's second son, Ravi Sorful, dying for the sake of her brother's revenge, was a very pathetic way to go. Duke Sorful shouted, "You two dare to scheme against my eldest son? I cannot forgive you this time." Both of them were begging for forgiveness, but Duke Sorful ordered his eldest son to get rid of them. This pathetic story usually ended with the eldest son, Ludville, killing the girl and her brother. Suddenly, the main protagonist woke up. It was a dream. She said, "Another horrible death today. I'm glad it wasn't the guillotine this time." She asked the granny in front of her, "What do you think? I understand the whole seeing ghosts thing, but why have I been having this dream for the past 20 years? Do you know? After all, the main protagonist tells us she has been able to see ghosts ever since her mom died when she was 5 years old. Some ghosts have long tongues or heads that are split open. Even some ghosts didn't look like they had ever been human. Despite all these frightening spirits, I was never afraid because, as long as you weren't afraid of ghosts, it was very hard for them to harm you." The next scene introduces the main protagonist, Sia, who is an actor. The director was so impressed by her, she managed to do everything in one take. He complimented her, saying, "This is why you are Korea's top actor." Sia has won many awards as a top actress and an all-time superstar. She is a beautiful young lady and started her career when she was 14 years old. At that time, her manager, Ji Hyun, thanked her. Sia asked, "What are you doing here? I thought you were still on leave." "Because of the fun run," Ji Hyun replied. "I got back to Seoul today. I came to thank you for the flower you sent to the funeral parlor. I'm sure grandmother would have loved it. I heard rumors that you are a really gifted psychic. But I still can't believe you knew about my grandma passing away." Actually, Sia had seen a health issue, but only because her grandma's ghost came to her house and started throwing a fit. Sia was really busy filming the drama, but she couldn't sleep for days because of her grandma. She also did it because Ji Hyun is a long-time co-worker of hers. Ji Hyun told her, "As you said, I dug under the persimmon tree behind her house, and there was a pot with some money and a letter from my grandmother. She said it was my inheritance." Sia told her, "I saw how hard you worked to take care of your siblings because of your horrible parents. That's why I felt bad leaving you behind." After a little chit-chat, she went into the green room. At that time, the grandma thanked her and said a final goodbye before leaving. After a while in the green room, Sia was very relaxed because she had solved the problem. She decided to take a nap. In her dream, she said, "Why do I keep having these dreams? It's always about some girl dying in stupid ways. As soon as she dies, I always wake up." As always, the girl died, but this time, Sia didn't wake up. She got scared. Those eyes were looking at her. She told herself to wake up. Suddenly, she woke up. She thought the dream was usual, but after seeing the girl's death through her eyes, she had never seen her body before. This was a bad sign. Then she left to go on set. Sia got scared as she entered the set. The director asked, "Do you want to go over the script?" Sia replied, "Yes, please." As they were reading the script, suddenly the chandelier from the ceiling fell. Everyone was terrified, looking at Sia under the chandelier. They called the ambulance. Suddenly, Sia opened her eyes and saw a girl smiling and looking at her. She thought, "This ghost has bothered me my whole life, and now they're ending my life too." Suddenly, she shouted, and that woke her up. She was in bed. Sia checked whether her face was okay, thinking she was imagining the chandelier falling. Suddenly, she saw her face in the mirror. It was the face she saw in all those dreams. At that moment, a man came near her. He told her, "How many times do I have to tell you to come to breakfast? Am I a joke to you?" Sia realized he was Ravi Sorful. Sia asked herself, "Is this another dream?" She had become the daughter of Duke Sorful, Camilla Sorful. She thought, this little thing, who is he to boss me around? There is something I have always been wanting to do. He was the second son of the Duke, who had used Camilla to try to kill his brother. Suddenly, she hit him on the head. Ravi was in shock. Camilla said, I've been dying to do this. The reason she hit Ravi was that anyone who had this dream for 20 years straight would want to do the same thing. When Camilla and Ravi's mother remarried Duke Sorful, Ravi became the Duke's second son. He had a gift for magic, but it failed in comparison to the eldest son's ability. Because of this, Ravi ended up plotting Ludville's assassination. He also convinced his sister Pamela to join him. While looking at him, Camilla said, every time I watch you, Camilla dies because of you. It makes me so mad I want to smack you. Ravi yelled, what are you doing? Suddenly, she started crying. She said, I am so sorry, my dear brother. What have I done? I thought I was still dreaming. But inside, she was laughing that she had smacked him. Ravi thought she couldn't even stand up to the maids, so there was no way she hit him on purpose. Ravi asked her to get dressed and come down. I'm getting late because of you. She thought, you are really trying to make a good impression on the Duke, but still, you end up dying with Camilla in the end. After a while, they both went downstairs. She thought, am I still dreaming? I always sort through Camilla's eyes, but I have never been able to do the things I wanted to, like hitting Ravi. Does this have something to do with the ghost that looks like me? As they entered the dining area, Sia saw Ludville's seat was empty. Sia thought, if I can't wake up from this dream, I am in big trouble while looking at Duke. I've died multiple times in front of those ice-cold eyes. If I don't do anything, I know what will happen in the end. Duke said, you're late. Ravi was about to speak when suddenly, Camilla said, I am sorry. I had trouble sleeping last night. Duke thought she never speaks during meals. Something was off about her today. The maid brought the food and gave it to Camilla. Sia thought, all the time Camilla was horribly harassed by the maids, they even harassed her during her meal. She cut the steak into pieces and thought, did they put a lot of salt or stuff it with pepper again? She offered her plate to Duke and said, I feel terribly sorry that because of me, the breakfast was delayed. I have cut this steak into perfect pieces for you. Ravi thought, what is she doing? Is she still asleep? Duke took a bite and realized there was a lot of salt in it. Sia said, now the show starts. Suddenly, she said, Father, please don't eat that. I am so sorry. Let me take that back. Give it to me. Duke Sorful said, Camilla, it seems this isn't your first time getting a meal like this. The maid was terrified because of this. Sia played it very well. Duke Sorful said, I'll take care of the fools who dare to offend this family. Sia was crying from outside, but inside, she was very happy. She did not expect Duke to not let go of those who offended the family. 1 week later, Sia thought, I am stuck here. Why haven't I woken up? Did I die and fall into eternal sleep? Suddenly, a maid knocked on the door. She was Camilla's personal maid, Donna. She told her, after the incident at breakfast, Duke ordered the kitchen staff to put more care into your food. And the servants who were bullying Camilla were also dismissed. Donna said, you have been leaving so many leftovers that the head chef himself has come to see you. Sia thought, I've discovered one other difference from my dream. The chef presented the pie he's proud of. The other chef, who is now dead and a ghost, says to the younger chef, you don't know how much Camilla hates apples. And this pie is also lacking 1 gram of cinnamon. The chef tells my lady, I won't leave until I see you finish it. The ghost chef tells him, you are an absolute failure as a chef. Don't you agree, Camilla? He asks. Camilla thinks, these are technically my eyes, so why can I see ghosts? On the other hand, 2 boys at school were talking about Camilla. One says, you know the girl, Camilla Sorful, the one who follows Petro around? The other replies, Petro's handkerchief again. They even fought. Isn't that just creepy? She always looks so gloomy. She's definitely stalking him. At the party, she even attacked Petro's partner and pulled her hair, so people started calling her the fake lady. Suddenly, the other boy saw a guy standing near the window. He turned around and quickly took his friend away, whispering, "He's the crazy guy from one of the 3 great houses. His name is Alshan Sephra, the oldest son of Duke Sephra." The chef reminisces, "The day I first tasted my master's cooking, I wanted nothing more than to make food like that. The apple pie I learned from him was the only reason I continued to stay in the kitchen." But then, he found out that Camila never ate his food. The chef thinks, she isn't even the Duke's real daughter. Who gave her the right to be so picky? He tells Camila, "I made this for you because you don't like my other dishes. Try it." The ghost chef shouts, "I told you, Camila hates apples." He was the late chef of House Farrell. Camila thinks, "I've met a lot of people who treated me badly in the entertainment world, so I don't mind, but what is this ghost's problem?" Camila takes a bite and says, "It's bad. I don't want to eat another bite." The chef tells her, "This recipe is from my late master." Camila responds, "You put 1 gram less cinnamon in it. You also have to consider the taste of the person eating it. I don't like apples. If no one eats this, it's basically garbage." The chef thinks, "That's exactly what my late master always used to say." He then runs away from the scene. Camila tells the ghost, "You can go too." Ghost Farrell is in shock. "Did you just talk to me?" he asks. Camila pretends to sleep. Farrell rushes to his ghost friend and exclaims, "She spoke to me." His friend, the late butler of the house, Darren, replies, "She hasn't shown any signs of noticing us before." "Are you sure?" Farrell insists, "I'm telling you, we made eye contact." Darren says, "We should keep an eye on her." After a while, Camila grows frustrated. She tried everything, but she still couldn't return. The ghosts, Darren and Farrell, were watching her. Suddenly, Sia declares, "I have to fix my reputation. In my dreams, Camila died because of Ravi's plan. Nobody listened to her because of false accusations. I can't do anything about the past, but I can change the future. I will win over Duke Sorful." Farrell asks her, "You can hear me, right? You talked to me once before. Can you see me now?" While Sia is thinking about how to change her reputation, Farrell continues to disturb her. Suddenly, Camila shouts, "So what? I see you now." "What?" Darren is terribly shocked. Camila yells, "Stop following me around. You're making me crazy. Before you ask me to do anything for you, let me tell you, I'm not doing any of it." The ghosts continue confirming that Camila can indeed see them. Camila thinks, "How am I supposed to know what you like?" Darren replies, "If you want to know what he likes, we can help you. I have worked here since before the Duke was even born." Farrell adds, "Right, you have no idea how hard it was to cook for him when he was a kid." Camila tells them, "Then help me." Later, Duke Sorful is in his garden when he spots Camila. He thinks, she's trying to ruin a flower bed again like she did before. Previously, she had dug up and ruined a perfectly good bed of roses. Enraged, Duke Sorful grabs Camila by the shoulder and asks, "What are you doing here?" Camila replies, "I was picking flowers. I was going to put them in your room for you. I know how much you like baby's breath." She smiles. Duke Sorful is shocked. Sia thinks, "Look at that confused face. Get ready, father, you're about to have the best daughter." Pretending to play dumb, she says, "I'll bring them to you and put them in a vase." Actually, Duke Sorful's mother loved baby's breath. "That's why you like them too." Later, Sia asks Darren, "Did he like the flowers?" He replies, "Yes, I think so. Normally, he looks so cold, but not this time." A week later, Duke Sorful's manager, Zector, informs him, Lord Ludville made another great achievement in battle. As he speaks about Ludville, Duke Sorful's mind is only on the baby's breath. He thinks, "Camila has brought me flowers every day without fail." He asks Zector, "Is Camila still not eating her meals properly?" Zector replies, "I'll find out right away." At that moment, Reuben enters the room and says, "I thought you might be hungry." He serves him. Surprised, Duke Sorful takes a bite. "This is incredible," he says. "I have missed this taste. Farrell used to make this for everyone. He asks, did the junior chef finally figure out how to make Farrell's soup? Reuben replies, the chef didn't make this. Lady Camilla did. Duke Sorfel is shocked. Even the junior chef is astonished, noting the aroma, flavor, and golden color. He exclaims, this is my master's recipe. How did she even recreate this? The junior chef asks, how did you make this? Camilla thinks, it's because Farrell is the one who really made this. Farrell had died so suddenly that he never passed his recipes to the junior chef. Camilla tells him, you said you'd do anything if I made a dish you were happy with. The junior chef, who had made a deal with her, kneels and admits, you win. Days later, Camilla sits in her room, smiling. Darren asks, what are you smiling for? Is there something you want to say to us? Camilla says, you can tell me now. Thanks for helping me. I gained the Duke's favor with the soup and flowers you suggested. I realize how much I need your help to survive. Tell me what you two want. Farrell replies, I only want one thing, cooking. My wish was to make food one last time. When someone enjoyed a meal I made, it made me happier than anything in the world. Thank you for helping me cook again. Darren replies, I only wish to use my knowledge to help the people of House Sorfel, and that's my greatest happiness. When I brought the flowers to His Grace again, I was so happy. Thank you, my lady. Camilla thinks, why is this so nice? That means they both don't have any other specific wishes. Camilla bows down and says, I hope you will continue to help me going forward. 10 days later, the junior chef was terribly surprised that Camilla made another dish from his late chef Farrell. After making soup, she started cooking every night. The junior chef thinks, how did she manage to get that perfect color? Did my master leave a book of recipes for her or something? And she moves around the kitchen like someone who has worked here for decades. The junior chef asks, can I have one? He was amazed when he tasted it. Suddenly, Reuben calls Camilla, and she gives him the dessert. Reuben saw the junior chef's name on his dish and laughed. He thinks, Lady Camilla has become very entertaining recently. I wonder what made her change. Then he takes the dessert to Duke Sorfel, who was talking with some men. Reuben says, Lady Camilla has sent refreshments for all your guests. A man asked, did the lady make all of this by herself? I had no idea she was such a talented cook. How incredible. They were all surprised. Duke Sorfel added, I told her not to bother, but she insisted on sending this. Reuben thinks, I assume the Duke changed the timing of the meeting so he could show off Lady Camilla's cooking. A mentally exhausted Camilla had been causing problems, but had she finally come to her senses? He laughs. This made the Duke so angry. He said, didn't you say you couldn't drink wine? Then you should not have that dessert made with wine either. He tells Reuben to take the dessert from him. Reuben takes it and gives it to Lord Sorfel. At night, while heading towards her room, Camilla asked Farrell, what are we making tomorrow? As she was talking, she saw Ravi standing behind the door, listening to her. Camilla asks, what are you doing here, Ravi? Ravi replies, what do you think you're playing at? I am not playing at anything, Camilla replies. Ravi says, you are playing chef in the kitchen every night. Why are you suddenly doing all this? Camilla says, I am just making food. What's wrong with that? Do you really think that makes the Duke treat you like family? Ravi asks. Camilla thinks, why is he so concerned about this? We used to care about each other. Ravi says, they will never accept you. Camilla thinks, maybe seeing me doing my best to win over the Duke reminded him of his younger self. Camilla replies, I know he is not interested in us. I'm not trying to do anything, it's just that I don't want to die. She walks away. Ravi was speechless at her answer. The next day, Darren and Farrell ask her. What did you mean last night when you told Ravi, I don't want to die? Camilla thinks, they wouldn't believe me if I said I knew I was going to die. They might think I've lost it and leave me. She replies, isn't that only natural for all humans to die? Then she asks them, do you remember the flower bed incident? Camilla had been searching for the ring given to her by her mother, which some servants had hidden. She ruined a flower bed, causing her to be confined to the manor for a while. At that time, she didn't even try to make an excuse for herself. That's why everyone thought she was being horrible for no reason, like always. She asked them, "Where did the maids hide my ring?" She dug in that place and found the ring. Pharaoh says, "You should have asked us at that time. Why did you pretend not to see us?" "I was just so upset that I didn't notice you," Camila replies. Camila knew the 3 maids who did this. After a while, she asked them to come to her room. They were all confused. Why did she only call us? As they opened the door, all 3 were in shock. They saw Camila lying on the floor, unconscious. There were pills next to her and an envelope. The maids were terrified that she was dead. They checked her. Locking the door, they opened the envelope. Camila had written to her father, "The reason I dug up the rose bed last month was because of the servants George, Alice, and Anika. They hid the ring given to me by my mother. They even mocked me. Please take revenge for me, father." The maids thought, if this letter gets into the Duke's hands, we are all dead. Alice tells George to get rid of the letter. Suddenly, Camila opens her eyes. She says, "You guys really trust in your own luck, don't you? Do you really think you will find the suicide note first next time? Are you a ghost?" Alice asks. "Was my act that convincing?" Camila counters. Camila says, "You know I have been going to the kitchen every night recently, right? If I don't show up there at the usual time, what do you think will happen? Someone will definitely find me here dead, with the note in his hand. Since I fooled you, I am sure I can fool anyone else. Are you trying to blackmail us?" Alice asks. Camila replies, "You only do that when you want something from someone. Would you blackmail a bug? Definitely not, you would just step on it. I can't deal with you anymore." They all beg for forgiveness and tell her they won't do it again. Camila replies, "Definitely. You want to go find my ring you stole from me?" All 3 maids rush to the garden. Darren and Farrell were also surprised by Camila's act. Darren says, "But my lady, you already recovered the ring, then why did you tell them to find it? Now they will dig up an empty rose bed and get called crazy like I was." On the other hand, the maids couldn't find the ring they hid. They all started crying. Suddenly, Reuben asked them, "What are you doing?" They told him everything. Reuben passed this information to Duke Sorfel. Duke got so angry at them after knowing they took her mother's ring. Reuben tells the Duke that Camila dug up the garden because she was searching for the ring. Duke thinks, "Why didn't she just talk to me? Why didn't she say anything?" He calls Camila. Duke thinks, "She must be uncomfortable around me because I am her stepfather, especially with the way I acted. What sort of treatment is my daughter getting in this house?" After a while, Camila enters the room, unaware that the Duke knew about the ring incident. Duke asks, "I heard you lost your mother's ring. Why didn't you tell me?" Hearing this, Camila is shocked. She looks at her father and notices he looks so upset. Does he feel bad about this? But she has watched this man order her death so many times. "I knew I was making things better, but we are not close enough for this." Camila replies, "You have been so busy with your work, I didn't want to give you anything else to worry about. I'm sorry. I tried to solve this myself but couldn't." Duke shouts, "Why are you apologizing? It is not your fault. If anything bad happens from now on, I want you to tell me first. Promise me you'll come to me first." Camila thinks, "He is looking at me with so much affection, I just wanted him to like me enough not to kill me, but what if he makes it hard for me to run away?" After a while, Camila was looking at the map to see where she should go after running away from here. She also knew that Ravi would definitely cause some trouble. Duke Sorfel's oldest son, Ludville, was also returning home. The next day, Donna tells Camila, "Duke has requested your presence for tea." Camila thinks, "He keeps asking me to have tea with him. I think he's come to like me." In the hall, Camila sees Ravi has also joined them for tea today. But he never does this. Camila notices he's in a good mood today. As she sits on the couch, Ravi tells his father, "I am going to present my thesis this year." Camila remembers it's time for his presentation. The Mage Tower holds an annual conference where the most talented mages are chosen to give presentations. Since Ravi has been invited to share his, it means he's one of those elite students. That's why he is so happy. At that moment, Zector comes in and tells Duke, there's been a great victory. Lord Ludville found the enemy's hideout and wiped them all out. Duke Sorful is overjoyed upon hearing this. Camilla looks at Ravi. He seems sad because the Duke cut him off and gave more attention to Lord Ludville's victory. She thinks, you have the worst luck, Ravi. Also, the Duke will hold a victory party on the same day as his presentation. Ravi takes his leave. Outside, Ravi thinks, I didn't spend all this time on research just to be treated like this. I should have learned magic. Suddenly, Camilla tells him, you are pretty impressive, Ravi. I can't believe you will be presenting at the Mage Tower. She pats him on his shoulder and tells him. I'm so proud of you. As she leaves, Ravi thinks, what's wrong with her these days? A few days later, Camilla gets ready for the party held for Lord Ludville's victory. She tries on different dresses because she wants to stand out that day. As she is thinking about all of this, suddenly Ravi enters. Don't go causing any trouble, you already have a record from that last party, he says. Camilla replies, I know. I could do my hair with remarkable control like this. Ravi thinks, why is she so confident about what she did? Something is definitely wrong with her. Camilla smiles and asks, did you get your clothes tailored yet? Ravi replies, you really think I am going to the party? Camilla tells him, I meant for your presentation. Ravi says, forget it. He thinks, how did she even remember that? Am I losing it? What does it matter if Camilla remembers my presentation or not? Camilla replies, you have to wear the right thing, or people will talk about you. Ravi responds, I know. On the day of the party, everyone is celebrating the victory. Ravi sees they are even having a festival outside the manor. Everyone is talking only about Ludville. After a while, in the Mage Tower, Ravi is standing alone. Suddenly, a boy named Guile starts mocking him, saying, are any of your family members coming? Don't tell me no one is coming, most families wouldn't miss this. Ravi replies, that doesn't concern you. Guile says, as your friend, I feel so bad for you. I heard the real son of Duke Sorful is back, so I am certain no one cares about the fake one. Hearing this, Ravi is about to hit him, but Guile steps closer and says, is that all you can do, brag about your family? I heard the teachers really help you out with your thesis. Since you don't have a single other thing to brag about, keep your family close to you. At that moment, Camilla enters the hall, looking stunning. When Camilla was a kid, she remembered people used to talk about how she didn't have a family. Her father was the man who was all over the news, the one who tried to kill his family and then himself. He used to think they were not his kids, he hated Camilla so much. In the present, she sits at the table reserved for Ravi's family. Sia is still mad at Ravi for using Camilla, but she feels bad for him. When Ravi presents his thesis, Camilla is so happy watching him. After the function, Ravi asks, why did you come here? Camilla replies, I don't know why I came here. I came because I wanted to. That's it. Ravi asks, what kind of answer is that? Camilla tells him, let's go home. As they are walking, Camilla says, you know, the front of your head is prettier than the back, and she laughs. At home, Duke Sorful appreciates Lord Ludville's victory. Ludville replies, it's unfortunate that we are 2 family members short because of Ravi's presentation. It's my fault for not considering that. Duke responds, indeed. While going to his room, Ludville sees Ravi and Camilla in the garden. He thinks, did Camilla really go to Ravi's presentation? That's interesting. Camilla was not ready to meet Ludville because he had caused her death so many times. He did that because the Duke ordered it, but she can't forget how many times he has killed her. The next day, Camilla is picking baby's breath flowers for her father. Suddenly, Ludville calls her name. Camilla. Camilla is shocked but smiles and turns around. Ludville raises his hand toward her. Camilla thinks, I wasn't ready to see him. What is he doing? Camilla smiles and says, same. I was just picking flowers to give you as a welcome home present. What a coincidence we met here. She hands the baby's breath to him. Ludwig doesn't react at all. Camila says, then I'll take my leave, and walks away. After a while, Ruben asks Ludwig, shall I put these in a vase? But Ludwig refuses, saying, they're mine. He thinks, she never gave me anything, and then he walks toward his room. Ludwig also notices the change in Camila. Later, they are all sitting at the dining table for lunch. Camila notices that now, because Ludwig is here, even Ravi is not speaking. When the maid serves their food, Ludwig exchanges his plate with Camila's. Duke Sorfel asks Ravi, how was your presentation? Ravi replies, my presentation went well. Duke says, sorry for not giving it attention. Then Duke tells Camila, it's almost time for your new semester to start. Camila remembers that she was on spring break. Going back to school is going to bring a fresh set of migraines, she thinks. There are 2 guys I should avoid if possible. Duke says, I've got some new chocolate, which will go perfectly with the tea. And my baby's breath has started to wilt. I'll bring you fresh ones. Camila replies. Ravi thinks, father officially invited her to tea for the first time. He seems to really like Camila now. But why am I feeling proud of her? Later, Ludwig reviews a list of dessert shops Duke Sorfel gave him. You know Camila doesn't like apples, he says. How do you know that? Duke asks. Ludwig smiles and asks, I heard some maids were fooling around with Camila's food. How did you deal with that? Duke Sorfel replies, I blacklisted them so they can never work again. Duke says, it seems you failed again. It's not your fault that you couldn't find our divine beast again. Actually, in the Fabler Empire, Sorfel is represented by a white tiger. House Sephra is represented by a black wolf, and House Sevalon is represented by a red eagle. House Sorfel should also be in possession of a divine beast, but because the previous Duke of House Sorfel died suddenly due to poison, he couldn't tell the next Duke where the next divine beast would be born. Duke Sorfel thinks, for 3 generations, we have tried to find it with this pendant, but no luck. Is it time to give up? Ludwig says, no, father. Duke Sorfel replies, keep searching for it, Ludwig. After a while, Darren comes to Camila. He says, there is someone I'd like to introduce to you. Knowing they must be a ghost, Camila replies, I don't want to meet anyone. Camila says, I'm going to get some rest, but she feels bad about this because Darren had helped her so much, and he didn't have a wish. Darren doesn't give up. He asks for her help even if she is sleeping or eating. He keeps asking her to meet the ghost. At last, Camila agrees to meet him. Is he a ghost that's been chained? Some ghosts become tied to a place and can't leave, that's why you haven't brought him to me? Camila asks. Darren replies, you are right. He can't move freely like me. Allow me to show you where he is. Then, after a while, he takes Camila to a graveyard. As Camila enters, she sees that there are so many ghosts there. After a while, they reach a specific grave. Camila is shocked to see that it is the grave of the 35th Duke Sorfel. Can you really see me? He asks. Camila replies, yes, I can hear you. He says, the reason I called you here is because. But Camila cuts him off and asks, may I ask you something first? Is it genetic? The ghost Duke is confused by her question until he realizes she is talking about his hair, because he has none. The ghost Duke says, it is the head of the family's duty to tell his successor where the next divine beast will be born, but because I died so suddenly, I couldn't get the chance to pass on the information. Now, you are the only one who can find the divine beast. Help me. Camila is in shock. After a while, she thinks, what will everyone say if I suddenly find the beast, which no one has found despite decades of searching? And also, he said the egg was in the water, people will think I am crazy. Camila is so confused. She wonders, should I really step forward and try to find the divine beast? The next day, Camila goes to the graveyard to meet the Duke. Some boys notice her there. Petro's friend asks, what is she doing here? Does she know it's the anniversary of your mother's death? Petro is the oldest son of Duke Zevalon. Petro's friend thinks she is pretending not to see them. The other friend says, maybe she just hasn't noticed us yet. They start talking about her. She's stolen Petro's things before, she is obsessed with him, one of them says. But Petro defends her, saying, she didn't steal, she just picked up some item that I misplaced. Petro adds, she seems kind of different today. I keep wanting to look at her. And then he leaves. That night, while Camilla is sleeping, she suddenly feels pain. She checks the jar, it is empty. Camilla decides to go by herself to bring some water. As she walks downstairs, she sees someone sitting in the dining room. When she opens the door, she sees Ravi eating his food. She asks, are you eating dinner right now? Ravi asks, what are you doing here at this hour? Camilla replies, getting water, and sits on the chair. Ravi asks, why are you sitting down? Camilla replies, keep eating. I like watching mukbang. Ravi doesn't understand what she means. Camilla is so sleepy. Ravi says, if you are sleepy, go back to bed, you can't even open your eyes. Camilla replies, no, I am not sleeping, and then she falls asleep there. Ravi stares at her. He thinks, normally, I wouldn't have thought twice about just leaving her here, but now he goes and wakes her up. Suddenly, Ludville enters. He tells Ravi, finish your food, I'll carry her. Ravi says, I can do this. Ludville replies, it's fine, I can take her. He carries Camilla. Ravi is shocked. Why is he doing this? Why is he being nice to Camilla? Ludville says, keep quiet, you will wake her up. The next day, Camilla wakes up in her bed. She wonders, how did I get back to my room? Did Ravi carry me all the way here? She is happy at the thought that Ravi carried her. But then she thinks, he is definitely going to lecture me. Suddenly, she recalls her dream. When she was asleep, she had suddenly said, don't kill me, and held Ludville's hand. She cried, I want to leave. Ludville had replied, I won't. Suddenly, she had started smiling and let go of his hand. Camilla thinks, was it a dream? Later, she meets Ravi. She says, I bet you're glad. Ravi asks, about what? Camilla replies, your sister is lighter than you expected. Weren't you surprised when you picked me up last night? Without saying a word, Ravi just stares at her. Camilla says, okay, I'll stop. Ludville overhears their conversation. Camilla looks at him, he smiles and says, good morning. Isn't the weather nice today? They are both surprised by her politeness. Suddenly, Ravi says, why are you acting all polite with Ludville, but you never talk to me like that? How childish. Camilla thinks, this is coming from the guy who shouts, hey, at me. Camilla replies, obviously, you are my brother and my family. After hearing this, Ravi starts laughing. Camilla asks, why are you laughing, Ravi? He says, it's nothing. Later, while sitting in the dining room, Camilla notices Duke Sorful deep in thought. She asks, what's wrong, father? Duke Sorful replies, he is coming to visit Zevalon. He said he had some business matters to discuss. Camilla realizes that Duke Zevalon is Duke Sorful's friend and rival. Duke Sorful says, Petro is coming as well. Everyone turns to stare at Camilla. She thinks, I get it. He is one of the few people I want to avoid most at the academy. I have no idea why Camilla was obsessed with someone like him, she had a crush on him. When there was a party, Camilla asked Petro to be her partner for the party. But Petro replied, I already have a partner. Camilla was so embarrassed that she said, it's fine, and walked away. Camilla thought, that doesn't mean he doesn't like me. At the party, Juella, who was Petro's partner, greeted Camilla. Juella asked, did you really ask Lord Petro to the party, but he turned you down? Camilla replied, because he said he already had a partner. Juella smirked and said, he didn't. I only asked him to escort me 2 days ago. Camilla was saddened after hearing this. While laughing, Juella added, honestly, he should have just said he didn't like you. Who would want to be your partner anyway? You are not Duke Sorful's real daughter, you are just a fake lady. After hearing this, Camilla grabbed Juella's hair. This was the infamous party incident. As usual, after this incident, everyone thought Camila acted out because of her temper. But her real goal was to stop everyone from finding out that she had been called a fake lady. Suddenly, Camila said, "I am not interested in Petro anymore, so you don't need to be so concerned." After hearing this, they were all in shock. No one believed it because, after that incident, she followed him like a stalker. Duke Sorfel was not happy that Duke Zevalon was coming. He thought he would definitely show off his divine beast. Camila was thinking about finding the divine beast when suddenly Duke Sorfel asked, "Are you okay, Camila?" She replied, "Yes, I am just upset because you are upset." This made Duke Sorfel happy. He said, "Don't worry about me." At that moment, the junior chef brought the dessert. He said, "Lady Camila specially requested them." Camila explained, "They are black bean sherbet. Black beans are really good for hair health, you should protect the hair you have." After a while, Duke Zevalon arrived with his son. He only talked to Lord Ludville and ignored Camila and Ravi. Duke Zevalon was especially concerned with a person's bloodline and background, that's why he didn't acknowledge them. At that moment, Petro greeted Camila. She found him attractive. Petro said, "This is our first time meeting at that party. I am so sorry about what happened then. I should have helped you." Camila replied, "It's all in the past," but she noticed him sneaking away. Petro asked, "I heard the garden is very beautiful here. I'd like to see it." Camila said, "Why not?" and asked Ruben to show Petro the garden. Petro was shocked because Camila never let go of any chance to be with him. Then she walked away. A while later, in the hall area, Duke Zevalon asked Duke Sorfel, "You haven't found your divine beast?" Duke Sorfel replied, "Why are you really here?" Duke Zevalon answered, "For business." Duke Sorfel said, "Then start talking about business." Duke Zevalon said, "The strange mineral that was found in your mine, the Judah merchant would like to take a look. I heard you haven't found a use for it yet." But Duke Sorfel denied him and said, "I am not giving it to you." As they were talking, Camila entered. She said, "I've prepared some refreshments for you." Duke Sorfel asked, "What tea is that?" Camila replied, "You said you're having trouble sleeping at night, so I brought you some tea that can help you sleep. And I'll bring you another cup before bed." Duke Sorfel was so happy that he asked her to sit and have some with them. Camila sat down and noticed a divine beast on Duke Zevalon's shoulder. Camila was the only one who was able to see it because it could not be seen until the head of the house summoned it. Duke Zevalon was staring at Camila. She offered him tea. He said, "Okay." She gave him some tea. Suddenly, the red eagle asked Camila, "You can see me, right?" Camila thought, "I thought only the head of the house could hear a divine beast's voice." The red eagle said, "Your soul is very clear." Suddenly, Duke Zevalon called the red eagle, Zadie. The divine beast appeared, it was big. Camila understood that the creature only appeared when its master called it. Duke Sorfel asked, "Why did you summon that thing?" Duke Zevalon replied, "I wanted to see Zadie." At that moment, Zadie flew up, came to Camila, and sat on her lap. Duke Zevalon was shocked and ordered Zadie to come to him. But Zadie ignored him and said, "I like it here, her soul is clean like a newborn baby. I like her." Duke Sorfel laughed and said, "It looks like your divine beast likes my daughter better than you." Duke Zevalon shouted, "Nonsense. Zadie listens to me better than anyone else." He commanded Zadie to come again, but Zadie ignored him. Duke Sorfel laughed and said, "I can see that your divine beast is very obedient." Camila thought, this is so awkward. A few days later, Camila returned to her school, it was her first day after the spring break. Donna came to drop her off. Camila noticed that Donna was always worried about something. She took a course in swordsmanship because House Sorfel was renowned for it. 2 members of House Sorfel were known to be the Empire's best swordsmen. That's why Camila chose to study swordsmanship, she wanted to prove that she was a real member of House Sorfel. But one had to have the right skills for this sort of thing. Camila was sitting in the garden. She thought, the sky is so bright, maybe I'll take a nap. Anyway, Camila's teacher at the academy never paid attention to her. She thought of sleeping under the tree, but she saw a ghost standing under it, a sword was stuck through his chest. Camila thought, it'll all be over if we make eye contact. She considered finding shade somewhere else, but there was no other tree except that one. She walked towards the tree and noticed that the ghost was not staring at her even though she came close. The ghost was continuously looking at the training ground. Camila slept under the shade. Petro saw this and thought, she's a different person now. Some students looked at her and thought, she must be out of her mind to sleep during class. Petro said, that's enough, let's get back to class. At that moment, Alshan Sephra was walking by. He hit a guy and said, were you talking to me? The boy was terrified and replied, no, I wasn't talking to you. Sorry. He was from House Sephra, a house from which countless archmages had come. Naturally, Alshan was very adept at magic, and he was also good at moving his body. His only weak point was his personality. He was involved in a very well-known incident this year when a transfer student picked on Alshan without knowing who he was. Alshan beat him until he was unconscious. Suddenly, Petro stepped in between them. He said, settle down, there is no reason to fight over this. With a smile, Petro added, it was a misunderstanding. Alshan scoffed. What are you, a clown? Petro said, that's enough for now, Alshan. What if I say it's not enough? Alshan replied. Alshan was about to hit him, but at that moment, their master saw them and asked, what are you doing there? Alshan glared and said, don't get in my way again, before walking away. After a while, Camila noticed there were so many ghosts, even in the classroom. The school is seriously haunted, she thought. She considered taking a nap again, but suddenly, the teacher addressed her. It seems you are not interested in my class. Are you protesting against taking my class? Camila replied, of course not. The teacher said, so, you are simply so confident that you can solve these problems. Why don't you come up to the board? Camila thought, she doesn't know I graduated from the best university in South Korea. I was already working day and night on my career, but I never gave up on my schooling either. Also, I have watched Camilla's classes over and over for the past 20 years. She easily solved the problem on the board. Even the teacher was surprised. After school, while coming back home, Camila slept in the carriage. When she woke up, she was already in front of the house, sorrowful. She stepped down and noticed a beautiful sunset. As she was enjoying it, suddenly, Duke Sorful called her name. He said, welcome home. Camila was shocked to know that he came out to meet her. I have never been greeted like this before, she thought. She got emotional and started crying. Duke Sorful asked, what's wrong with you, Camila? She thought, this is really my first time. No one ever welcomed me home once I came back from school, both before and after I lost my parents. All that greeted me was the cold darkness. Camila smiled and told her father, I am home for the first time in my life. Duke Sorful patted her and said, welcome home. After some time, Camila was so embarrassed that she had suddenly cried in front of her father. But she thought, it's okay, embarrassment goes away. Then she changed and went down to the dining room. Ravi asked, why are you so late, you snail? Camila thought, was he waiting for me? She replied, I bet you have never seen a snail this pretty. Ravi asked, where did all this confidence come from? Camila replied, I guess my face. Ravi gave her a bracelet and said, throw it if you see someone you don't like. It's a magic bracelet that ties a person nice and tight. Camila thought, this is an interesting conclusion. Maybe he thinks I am being bullied at school. Then she smiled. After some days, Camila went to the Lake of Spirit. The water was still very cold. Darren said, there are many more who go swimming in this weather. Camila thought, I don't have any more excuses to push this back. According to what the Ghost Duke told me, this is where the Divine Beast Egg is. Ludville studied at this academy too, but I think he didn't have the pendant for finding the egg then. She touched the water and told Darren, it's freezing, you liar. Darren said, my lady, the Duke is eagerly waiting for the beast. Camila said, tell him to wait a bit longer. I'll go when it gets warmer. And then she left. Darren told her, I have already figured out where the egg is, so you just have to follow me. While walking, she saw two students there. The boy said to the girl, "It is just a cup of tea." The girl, Denise, said, "No, I am fine." But the boy was forcing her, he even threatened her using his family's background. The boy grabbed the girl's hand and forced her to go with him. Suddenly, Camila interrupted them. She told the boy, "I don't care about your family's background. She doesn't like you." The boy smiled and said, "Are you alone here? Have you forgotten your status? Get lost." Camila replied, "You are the one who should be worrying about your status, Jude. You are 20 years old. You were born of a mistress. Ever since you were little, you have just struggled. 3 years ago, you kidnapped the daughter of a viscount. Your family spent a fortune to hush that up. Last year, you even dared to harass Baron Gillen's daughter." Jude shouted, "Who do you think you are? How do you know all that?" But he didn't know that Darren had told her everything about him just now. Jude grabbed her collar and asked, "How do you know all that? Answer me." He said, "Everyone knows about my history. Then you should too. Don't you think it's strange? Why do you think none of them ever spoke up? Do you think the daughter of the Duke would be any different?" Camila thought, "What should I do with him? I guess nobody's watching." She removed her bracelet and threw it at him. The bracelet tied him up tightly. The boy shouted, "Get me down from here." Camila thought, "How do I let him down? Ravi never told me what to do and how to undo the binding." At that moment, his friends came over, and Jude shouted, "Hey guys, get that girl." Camila didn't know what to do now. At that moment, Ludville arrived. He asked, "What are you doing here?" "I was just passing through." Camila held him and started crying. Ludville asked, "Did you cry because of them?" Camila played along and said, "Yes." After hearing this, Ludville got angry. He told her, "Step behind me." Camila thought, if Ludville hadn't shown up, I don't know what would have happened. The girl said, "Thanks, and I'm really sorry you got in trouble because of me." Camila recognized her, her name was Lila. She was the real protagonist of the story, the only person who had ever reached out to Camila. But Camila had only hated her. They were both nobles who had been adopted, but their lives were totally different. In the past, Camila had told her to go away. "We were both raised by adoptive parents, but only you turned out well. You get love, why not me? And now even Petro is interested in you." Camila had even kidnapped Lila and tried to kill her. When her father saw that, he had told her, "You have crossed the limit, Camila." After that incident, everyone had turned their backs on her. In the present, Camila thought, "That's right. She just transferred him." She raised her hand toward Lila and asked her to wake up. Camila said, "If you really want to thank me, don't follow guys like him in the future." Lila replied, "I didn't follow him. I followed you. I wondered why you were going into the forest alone." Camila asked, "Really? Do you know who I am?" Lila replied, "Of course I do. Everybody talks about you all the time, what clothes you're wearing, what accessories you have, your hairstyle, and so on." Camila thought, do these kids have anything better to talk about? Lila said, "I've been dying to meet you." She held Camilla's hand and told her, "I hope we get along." Camila thought, what's that supposed to mean? Why was Lila looking for me? At that moment, Ludville called Camila. He had taken good care of all the boys. He handed her the bracelet, it was broken. Ludville said, "Sorry." Camila replied, "Don't worry. I'll just ask Ravi to fix it." Ludville asked, "Ravi gave you this?" Camila replied, "Yes, I think he was just looking out for me. He's my big brother, after all." This made Ludville jealous, and he broke the bracelet even more. That night, Camila thought, in my dreams of 20 years, Ludville never showed interest in anything, but he suddenly became obsessed with Lila. I wonder why he didn't even look at her this time. In all of my dreams, I saw both of them were strongly attracted to each other from their first meeting. And then Ravi, Petro, and some other guys started to get involved, which ended up creating a complex love square. According to my dreams, they were supposed to meet in a market. Maybe that was supposed to be their first meeting. After some time, the ghost Duke woke her up. Camilla was in shock. She asked, "How did you get here?" The Duke said, "I'm not even sure about that. I was waiting for you to come." Camilla thought, did he free himself from the thought of me finding the divine beast? "When are you going to get the egg?" the ghost asked. Camilla replied, "It's not that simple." But Darren and the Duke both started pressuring her about the family's sake. Frustrated, she said, okay, fine. I'll get the egg as soon as possible. But there's something I need to do first. Camilla cleared her voice and suddenly shouted loudly, causing all the maids to rush into her room. Even Darren and the Duke were confused by her actions. At that moment, Duke Sorfel came running. He held Camilla and asked, "What happened?" While crying, Camilla said, "I saw a dream. Your office was full of cloth, and the whole thing burst into flames. I begged you to come out, but you stayed in the fire." Ravi was also there, thinking, what is she talking about? And why did I even come here? You came to save me from the fire, Camilla said. Duke Sorfel replied, "That's all right. You must have been terrified." Camilla thought, there is a reason why I caused this scene. Around this time, there's going to be a big fire at Sorfel's textile factory. It happens about a week after Lila moves to my school. I want everyone to think I had a prophetic dream. At that moment, Zector arrived and told Duke Sorfel, there was a fire at the textile factory. No one was hurt, but the factory will have to shut down for a while. Duke Sorfel left with him. The maids started whispering to each other. Lady Camilla just predicted this. Maybe it's a coincidence. But Camilla smiled, thinking, I've established the first foundation. The next day, she told the Duke and Darren, if I suddenly find the egg, what will people say? They'll ask me a lot of questions about how I found it. And if I told them that the ghost of Duke Sorfel told me, they'll think I've lost my mind. That's why I need a foundation that will help support me later. The Duke said, that means you will say you saw the egg in a dream. Camilla replied, that's right. After some days, Camilla met Count Shylon at Sorfel House. He was in charge of the textile factory. Camilla told him, you have probably heard the saying, good luck and bad luck come together. She smiled and handed him a present. Shylon asked, what's this? It's your good luck, Camilla replied. A few days later, the maids were gossiping. You know, Countess Shylon is finally with child, one said. Another maid said, I heard that Lady Camilla was the first to know. She suddenly gave him baby shoes, saying he would need them soon. They were girls' shoes. Does that mean it's a girl? All the maids were talking about different incidents where Camilla had predicted things. Everyone thought she was even better than the famous fortune tellers. A few days later, Duke Sorfel asked Camilla, how is this happening? They say you can tell the future. Camilla replied, sometimes I have dreams, but sometimes I get a feeling just by seeing someone. Are you ill? Duke Sorfel asked. Camilla said, no, I'm fine. Duke Sorfel said, okay, but if something is wrong, you must tell me at once. Camilla said, I keep having one dream over and over, but I want to be sure before I tell you. It's nothing dangerous, is it? Duke Sorfel asked. Camilla replied, not at all. She thought, now it's time to go get that divine beast egg. The next day, Camilla went to the lake. She thought, I don't know if I am a good swimmer or not, but at least I have Gus to show me the way. It's not very deep, right? Camilla asked. Darren replied, not at all. Just follow me. Camilla entered the water. Darren showed her the direction, and she dove in. She saw the beast's egg, it looked like a glass bead. She took the egg and was about to resurface when she saw Donna swimming toward her. Donna pulled her up and said, don't die, my lady. After some time, Camilla woke up. She had passed out because of Donna. She checked if the egg was safe, it was. Donna asked, what were you doing here? Why did you jump into the lake? Why do you want to die? If you die again, it'll really all be over. Camilla asked, what did you just say? You want to be able to go back to the past again, Donna replies. After some time, Camilla returned to the house. The maids were shocked to see her. Ludville gave her his jacket and asked, "Was it those boys again?" Camilla replied, "I am going to lie down," and walked away. In her room, Duke and Darren asked her, "Are you okay?" Camilla told them, "I want to be alone. If anyone even attempts to overhear what happened in this room, I will assume that person never wants to speak to me again." Darren and Duke left the room. Camilla called Donna and asked, "Who are you, Donna?" Donna laughed and said, "What do you mean?" "I am your maid, Donna." Camilla continued, "What did you mean when you said that if I died again, I wouldn't be able to go back to the past? What do you know about how I came to this world? And what's happening to me?" The story ends here. I think the story is going to take a really interesting turn from here. Will we get to know how our main character came into this world? I am sure many secrets are going to unfold in the future. So don't forget to watch the next part. Do like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.